Which GPU dominates? RX 5700 XT vs RTX 3060 Gaming Benchmarks 2023. If you're having trouble deciding between the two GPUs, check out our Radeon RX 5700 XT vs GeForce RTX 3060 comparison. We've tested two graphics cards, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 and the AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT. Let's get started with a detailed comparison of the RX 5700 XT versus RTX 3060, comparing their designations and gaming prowess. Architectural differences. Process node. The RTX 3060 is built on the 8nm process node, which provides a good balance of efficiency and performance. In contrast, the RX 5700 XT uses the more advanced 7nm process node, demonstrating AMD's cutting-edge manufacturing capabilities. Clock speed. The RTX 3060 has a base clock of 1320 MHz and a boost clock of 1777 MHz, delivering solid performance in gaming and rendering tasks. Meanwhile, the RX 5700 XT has a base clock of 1605 MHz and a boost clock of 1905 MHz, providing raw power for demanding workloads. VRAM. The RTX 3060 excels at handling high-resolution textures and complex scenes, thanks to its generous 12GB of GDDR6 VRAM. The RX 5700 XT, on the other hand, comes with 8GB of GDDR6 VRAM, providing a good balance of performance and memory capacity. TDP. The RTX 3060 has a lower TDP of 170 watts, making it a more energy-efficient option without sacrificing performance. The RX 5700 XT, on the other hand, has a higher TDP of 225 watts, which translates to higher power consumption. NVIDIA's RTX 3060 introduces DLSS, Deep Learning Super Sampling, which improves gaming visuals and performance through AI-driven upscaling. The FSR, Fidelity FX Super Resolution, feature on the RX 5700 XT is AMD's solution for improving gaming performance while maintaining visual quality. RX 5700 XT vs RTX 3060 gaming comparison. After comparing the RX 5700 XT and RTX 3060 in terms of features, it's time to put these graphics cards to the test to see which one truly excels in gaming performance. We will compare the performance of two GPUs in 8 1440p games. Windows 10 Pro is the operating system for gaming rigs. Intel Core i9-10900K processor. MSI MPG Z490 Gaming Plus motherboard, Intel Z490 ATX RAM, G.Skill Tridency RGB Series DDR4 3632GB. SSD, 1TB C4.0 NVMe.2 Samsung 980 Pro SSD Zalman CNPS10X Cooler the Performa 120mm. Corsair RM850i 850 watts ATX power supply. The game Assassin's Creed States of Valhalla Gaming. In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the Radeon RX 5700 XT outperformed the RTX 3060 by 14.5%. In our tests, the Radeon RX 5700 XT delivered an average frame rate of 63 FPS, while the GeForce RTX 3060 only delivered an average of 55 FPS. During gameplay, the GeForce RTX 3060 absorbed 193 watts of power while raising 128 watts of electrical power. The average temperature of the GeForce RTX 3060 was 51 degrees, which is 12 degrees lower than the Radeon RX 5700 XT's operating temperature of 63 degrees during Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Battlefield v. In Battlefield v, we discovered that the Radeon RX 5700 XT outperformed the GeForce RTX 3060 by 1.8%, with the GeForce RTX 3060 only offering an average frame rate of 111 FPS compared to the Radeon RX 5700 XT's 113 FPS. The GeForce RTX 3060 consumed 178 watts of electricity during our Battlefield v test, while the RX 5700 XT absorbed Statistics for Cyberpunk 2077 gaming. While benchmarking Cyberpunk 2077, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 outperformed the Radeon RX 5700 XT by 16.7%. In comparison to the Radeon RX 5700 XT's 36 frames per second, the GeForce RTX 3060 achieved an average frame rate of 42 frames per second. The GeForce RTX 3060 used 178 watts of power in Cyberpunk 2077, while the Radeon RX 5700 XT used 199 watts. During gameplay, the Radeon RX 5700 XT ran 9 degrees hotter, with an average temperature of 64 degrees Celsius versus 55 degrees Celsius for the GeForce RTX 3060. Stats for Death Stranding gaming. In Death Stranding, the Radeon RX 5700 XT outperformed the GeForce RTX 3060 by 4.3%. The Radeon RX 5700 XT averaged 97 frames per second, while the GeForce RTX 3060 managed 93. The Radeon RX 5700 XT consumed 197 watts in Death Stranding, while the GeForce RTX 3060 consumed 157 watts. During our testing, the GeForce RTX 3060 had an operational temperature of 53 degrees, while the Radeon RX 5700 XT had an average temperature of 63 degrees. Stats for Forza Horizon 4 gaming. In our Forza Horizon 4 test, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 outperformed the Radeon RX 5700 XT by 9.2%. The GeForce RTX 3060 achieved a frame rate of 131 FPS, which was higher than the Radeon RX 5700 XT's 120 FPS. During our tests, the Radeon RX 5700 XT used 160 watts, while the GeForce RTX 3060 used 141 watts. The Radeon RX 5700 XT ran 6 degrees Celsius hotter than the GeForce RTX 3060 in Forza Horizon 4. Stats for Horizon Zero Dawn gaming. During Horizon Zero Dawn, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 outperformed the Radeon RX 5700 XT by 1.6%. The GeForce RTX 3060's average frame rate was 65 FPS, while the Radeon RX 5700 XT's was 64 FPS. During our Horizon Zero Dawn gameplay, the Radeon RX 5700 XT consumed 197 watts of power, while the GeForce RTX 3060 consumed 148 watts. In our benchmarks, the Radeon RX 5700 XT ran 10 degrees hotter, with an average temperature of 63 degrees Celsius versus 53 degrees Celsius for the GeForce RTX 3060. Gaming statistics for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The GeForce RTX 3060 outperformed the Radeon RX 5700 XT by 22.9% in Microsoft Flight Simulator. In our tests, the GeForce RTX 3060 achieved an average frame rate of 43 FPS, while the Radeon RX 5700 XT achieved 35 FPS. In our tests, the Radeon RX 5700 XT consumed 198 watts of power, while the GeForce RTX 3060 consumed 166 watts. During Microsoft Flight Simulator, the Radeon RX 5700 XT averaged 63 degrees Celsius, while the GeForce RTX 3060 averaged 55 degrees Celsius. Gaming statistics for Red Dead Redemption 2. In Red Dead Redemption 2, the Radeon RX 5700 XT outperformed the GeForce RTX 3060 by 3.4%. The GeForce RTX 3060 averaged 59 frames per second, while the Radeon RX 5700 XT managed 61. During our testing, the Radeon RX 5700 XT used 199 watts, while the GeForce RTX 3060 used 197 watts. The Radeon RX 5700 XT ran at an average temperature of 62 degrees in Red Dead Redemption 2, while the GeForce RTX 3060 ran at 57 degrees. Performance and overall gaming analysis. Gaming stats in general. During our extensive testing, the GeForce RTX 3060 outperformed the Radeon RX 5700 XT by approximately 1.8%. This translated to an average frame rate of 74.9 FPS for the RTX 3060 versus 73.6 FPS for the RX 5700 XT. Overall gaming stats. Power consumption. In our power consumption analysis, the Radeon RX 5700 XT consumed a significant amount of power, averaging around 192.7 watts during gameplay. The GeForce RTX 3060, on the other hand, was significantly more power efficient, drawing an average of only 161.6 watts, resulting in a 17.5% difference. Thermal efficiency gaming statistics. During the games we tested, our comprehensive temperature analysis revealed significant differences in thermal performance between the GeForce RTX 3060 and the Radeon RX 5700 XT. To begin, the GeForce RTX 3060 ran at an average temperature of 53.6 degrees Celsius, while the Radeon RX 5700 XT ran at a slightly higher average temperature of 62 degrees Celsius. Furthermore, the RTX 3060 consistently ran at a significantly lower temperature, averaging 8.4 degrees Celsius lower than the Radeon RX 5700 XT. Cost and availability. We've gathered important pricing information for the GeForce RTX 3060 and Radeon RX 5700 XT based on our extensive research and analysis. The RTX 3060 is priced around $280 and provides competitive performance at an affordable price. The RX 5700 XT costs around $140, making it a good value. The RTX 3060 is slightly more expensive than the RX 5700 XT, with a price difference of 66.6%. Which is the better option? The comparison of the RTX 3060 and the RX 5700 XT reveals some important insights based on our extensive research and hands-on experience. Here are some things to think about and our recommendations. In gaming, the RTX 3060 outperforms the RX 5700 XT by 1.8%. During gameplay, the RX 5700 XT consumes significantly more power than the RTX 3060, which is 17.5% more power efficient. With an 8.4 degrees Celsius advantage, the RTX 3060 maintains lower temperatures while gaming. The RTX 3060 is slightly more expensive than the RX 5700 XT, with a 66.6% price difference. Based on these considerations, we recommend the RTX 3060 for gamers who value performance, power efficiency, and thermal management. It provides a high-quality gaming experience, and the additional investment may be worthwhile. However, if you're on a tight budget but still want solid gaming performance, the RX 5700 XT is an excellent value.